Hey everybody!
How you doing? Happy Wednesday.
Oops, we're a little bit blurry. Hold on.
We're blurry. Oh my God.
We gotta clear things up in here.
Oh
Oops, I've got us playing in the background too. Oh my gosh, this is such a seamless start to this show. Hi everyone! Did that clear it up? Yes, we are clear now.
no.
Welcome!
Good.
It's so good to have you all here for another episode of Inside Live with your hosts, Alice, Howe, and Freebo.
Oh yes.
I think we're gonna start off with a song, right, Freebs?
Yeah.
Before we bring in our illustrious guests.
Last show of the year, and we're looking forward to it. Jeff and Tekla. But first,
all right, I was just part of I was virtually part of an Ellis Paul tribute night. Many of you may know Ellis Paul from a couple of weeks ago. He was our guest Thanksgiving week on this show. And Club Passim in Cambridge, Massachusetts is doing a really wonderful tribute to him tonight. So they got to include a song that Freebo and I recorded of my singing his song Wasted. And I'd like to do it again now for you because it's on my mind. Let's see. Everything okay here? Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I should get the words, Freebo. You guys, I am just can't keep it straight.
a seamless start.
Maybe we should just bring in our guests.
No.
Save them
I'm hanging
from us.
with it. Hey, we want to thank you for tuning in and for tuning in all the past shows. This is the last one of the year, and we're going to continue next year. We really appreciate your support. Appreciate you being here.
Putting up with us and
putting up with it. Thanking our sponsors. We'll talk about later.
Let's try that again.
Alice has my guitar, my trusty guitar.
Amazing guitar.
Yeah, and you have the lyrics there. You cool?
I do. I'm ready. I'm ready now.
right.
Okay, here we go.
UK. Thanks, Trevor. Glad you're with us.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Don't slow down. Keep the ceiling spinning round. If you're slow, you know the truth will catch you tomorrow. You think the bottom of a glass holds peace. Whiskey brings you sweet relief, but it's a liar, it's a thief. You can't drink away your sorrow. Was I lied to? Was I lying to myself? Now I'm lying wide awake. I wanted to run to you so my eyes could see your face. Now someone's lying in my place. So now I'm getting wasted. Last call for drinks. Raise another glass and clink. Clink into the bar stool you sink. Better right away tomorrow. There's plenty people here you could meet if you could stand on your 2 feet. But you're stumbling to the street. I'm watching you wallow. Oh, was I lied to? Was I lying to myself? Now I'm lying wide awake. I wanted to run to you so my eyes could see your face. Now someone's lying in my place. 6 drinks waste the time. Was I lying to you? Was I lying to myself? Now I'm lying wide awake. I wanted to run to you so my eyes could see your face. Now someone's lying in my place. So now I'm getting wasted. And now I'm getting wasted. Thanks, everybody. Hey, that was a song by Alice Paul called
Yeah.
Wasted. Love that tune. Oh my goodness, we got Al Keith watching. What a treat.
Hey, Al. All right.
Thanks everybody for joining us. I would really like to welcome our special guests for this evening. I've been talking them up a lot the last couple days, deservedly so. Their names are Tekla Waterfield and Jeff Fielder. They are a duo as well as a married couple, and I've known both of them for years. They just finished a new set of recordings that's going to be coming out January 8th, which I know they've been doing an incredible job promoting, and I'm just so excited to hear more about the record and everything that they've been up to in this crazy year. We'll tell you more about how we know them and our backstory, but let's welcome Jeff.
Fielder and Waterfield.
I know,
How's that?
we made up a band name for you
You
guys.
did.
Sorry. Hi.
How could it not be? I mean,
Hey,
really.
guys.
It's a
Hey, what's
natural.
up? Are we on?
Yep,
You're on,
You're
yeah.
on. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Very well.
Yay! There's always so many little last-minute exciting moments in these live streaming shows, as I'm sure you've found.
It's very exciting.
So, how's life in Seattle? What's new?
It's lonely.
Lonely.
Well, you have each, you
Well,
have
we
each
have
other.
each
I
other.
mean,
We
come
do have
on.
each other. But no, it's been great. You know, all things considered,
Yeah.
you know, we've kept very busy. But hey, everybody out there, hi.
Yes, we've
is
got
our-
folks watching on YouTube and Facebook, as you know, Norman's Rare Guitars. We've got our friends on Facebook, and I know you guys are going to love Jeff and Tekla tonight, so
Thanks so much for having us.
yeah.
Yeah, why don't you
of
start
course.
with a song,
Would you start
guys?
us off with a tune?
Sure.
Sure.
Here, let me- little something there.
Been so many places, feel myself drifting, tired of the struggle, tired of trying to make it, missing my mama. We are so far apart. There's no place I gotta stay. No place has my heart. But I can't move on. I can't move on. Sometimes strange to think how they come and go. Friends and faces, people I used to know. There's no going back. Way things used to be. Picket fence I left behind. The broken home dream. But I can't move on. Can't move on. Untied it, untied. Came to me, came to my life. Going so long, that's where I belong. Can't move on. Can't move on. Can't move on. Can't move on.
Oh,
So gorgeous, you
beautiful.
guys.
That was lovely. That was really nice.
Oh, it just gave me this like beautiful, nostalgic, sweet feeling. It's so beautiful to see what you guys are doing together. I'm sure you've been playing together for longer than like this past year, but it seems like this year you guys have really like started putting your stuff out there. What made you decide to go for it this year?
Well, he couldn't get away from me this year.
I was gonna say, what was different about this year? I feel like something was, I don't know.
Something might have changed. Yeah, you know, we were together a lot this year, and normally Jeff is a fantastic musician, as you guys know, because you've played with him, and he's in demand, and he's like always, you know, busy and doing a million shows, and he's also touring a lot, and it's wonderful. But you know, I selfishly was lucky enough to have him with me all year, so we were able to really kind of just really work on this project together. So it just kind of made sense.
Yeah.
It all happened very naturally. You know, at the beginning, I was thinking about it today, being the new year and everything, and kind of like this time last year, we were talking, Alice, you know.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of plans being made
I
in
know.
December.
I know. We were
remember.
talking the last time I spoke with you. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to get back to Muscle Shoals and finish the record. And you were like, I don't make plans anymore. And I was like,
Well, it's kind of difficult to. You know.
That's wise.
It is. Yeah.
But you know, I think thinking back, at the end of January, kind of beginning of February, I got a full tour itinerary, the various different things. And there was some good ones on there. We were playing the Ryman Auditorium. That was, you know, obviously a dream of mine.
With Amy Ray, I'm guessing?
With the Indigo Girls. I was
With
going to
the
go on
Indigo
tour with
Girls.
the Indigo Girls all summer in support of the new record.
Cool.
Um,
And Red Rocks, I think you said?
Red Rocks with Mark
Yeah.
Lanigan. We were going to open for the Avett Brothers in June. Yeah. And so within a matter of 3 days, it happened really quickly. All of that stuff just got wiped out.
Oh man.
And it was like I was booked up through about a month from now, about right into the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
And so we got kind of well ahead of it, you know. So a lot of people were saying, well, this is just going to last a couple weeks. And I was like, no way.
Right.
Right.
You know,
I actually remember
we're in
you
this.
kind of, you were, Jeff, you were like Cassandra in like Greek myth. You were telling me like, nope, it's over for the year. And I was
year.
like, no, like we'll be able to go back, this fall. And you were like, okay, like call me when
I
you
hope so.
figure out like reality. But that's,
But yeah, so, and so we got kind of on this tip really early.
yeah.
It's just trying to figure this all out. Nobody knew what Zoom was or OBS or any of this stuff,
Yeah.
And so we kind of dived in and just tried to figure our stuff out. And then throughout the year, as more things would happen, I mean, this thing was crazy. Everybody lived it together. So
Right.
Tekla, just the way she expresses her feelings is writing songs. And it's just one after the other after the other. And then all of a sudden, there was kind of this body of work that represented that really only a 3-month period, but it was pretty powerful. And so we just decided to do it as soon as, and that was the quickest I've ever worked as far as like writing something, getting the concept down, recording it, and putting it out, all within the span of about 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
So
Not to mention
Did you
doing
guys do it all yourselves?
we did it all
in the
here.
studio?
Jeff recorded and
All
produced basically and engineered and played almost every single instrument on the album. And
my God.
I did voice and guitar, but otherwise we just had one friend come in and play upright bass on a few songs because it's very rootsy and we wanted to kind of keep it, in that realm. So it's that's the only other person.
As soon as we were recording the bass tracks of it, I knew that I just heard Keith. There's a guy named Keith Lowe. Some of you out there may know him. He's kind of a Seattle luminary and a genius bass player. He used to play with Fiona Apple. If you ever look at the Fiona Apple footage from maybe Letterman or something back in the 90s, the cool looking dude on the bass
With the
is
long hair,
Keith
you know.
Lowe, yeah. So
Gotta
we're lucky
have a
to
cool looking dude on the bass.
Yeah. And just
Key.
and there's a world class upright bass player. So I was like, let's just do it. Originally, it was just going to be totally acoustic, no drums or anything, but with just stand up bass. And then as it kind of progressed, I started putting drums on it, and I kind of I love playing drums, but I was really interested in learning how to record drums because it's a whole thing.
That's so ambitious. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And then especially going through it and then making it sound natural.
Yeah.
And
did you guys
all
do?
over this.
You did some work at Doe Bay, right? In the San Juan Islands in Washington, right?
They reached out and were like, I think actually I had been doing these Facebook Live videos right away where I don't know, it just happened one day where I was like, my hair was messy and I was like, somebody said, oh, you've got a bedhead look or something, and then I just went with that and I started calling them bedhead sessions where I was just like playing a song.
That.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
just looking like a mess. And
Yeah.
It's funny. But I did one right after I wrote this this protest song. And I think that's why we got invited to go to Dobe, because the owner, Joe Brotherton, saw that video and was like, oh my God. Like it was a protest song and it just resonated with him. But he was like, come be artists in residence at my resort, stay in a cabin, we'll pay you some money,
That's kinda
put
crazy.
you up, give you some food. And you don't have to play, you can if you want to. And we actually wound up playing outside in front of this little cafe with, we were
6
outside
people.
with about, totally maybe even 5 people. It was just nobody, but we were so happy to be playing outside. And but yeah, we were like, let's use this chance because we're there for a week. Let's take the recording gear, because sometimes you need that catalyst or that removal of your everyday life to really just kick in gear and make some, because when we're at home,
Definitely.
sometimes it's we just want to be like a married couple and just relax and make dinner and stuff and not work. So going somewhere else where we knew we would be, it would be peaceful and quiet and beautiful. And and it was just great. We just recorded
We did
scratch.
well, not even scratches even.
We
We
used
did
some of
probably 70% of the keeper vocals there with just Tekla.
Oh, wow.
I was playing at first. I was recording both of us, and I figured, well, it's just better just to get your stuff, So we got Tekla singing and playing guitar, and then I built everything on top of that.
Cool.
And then we would decide what to use, and we used all of what we recorded except for one. It was just too slow.
Yeah.
And we had to do
That
it again.
happens. That happens.
But
to
it was
me
cool.
a
It
lot.
was the whole idea with the Dobe thing is that there's a music festival there every year.
Right.
And obviously that wasn't happening.
Right.
So Joe's idea was to split it up throughout the year and have artists come stay at the resort, which is incredible. And I've never been there when there hasn't been 500, 600 people.
Oh yeah.
So
See,
we
I
had
got
the whole
to
thing
go there.
ourselves.
I was just so interested in what you guys did because like years ago when I was living in Seattle, I got to go up there to play their Friday night cafe thing. And he's so generous. He was like, stay for the weekend, pay for you and your friends to come. They've paid for my ferry ticket. It's like this magical little place. So cool that you got to do kind of a residency there.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, and it kind of kickstarted this whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask it, since you had all this inspiration, could you guys share another song and maybe share where this came from in terms of what you were going through with COVID and just what's the genesis of this song you're about to play?
Sorry, hit the mic. Sure, yeah, we're gonna play. We chose the song. It's actually the album title track. It's called "Trouble in Time." And the funny thing is, I'm so literal. I wrote the song to be trouble in time, like trouble in time, you know,
With an apostrophe.
yeah, with an apostrophe. And then Jeff's like, oh, it should be trouble in time, you know, like, and it was like the perfect thing, and it became the title of the album, and it was just amazing. But it was we attended a few of the Black Lives Matter protests in Seattle, and we were just like heartbroken, and I mean, everybody was feeling all of that this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're overdue for some, you know, some conversations around everything and just some change. And, you know, so this song was inspired about all of that. And, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just do it.
Great. Do it.
Okay, we good?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Watching days unfold, what each day will hold. It's like a bad dream you can't wake up from. Take a step toward new ways to reform. The old God's there to pull us back from. Remember unity, remember grace. Lead us to a better place. Trouble in time. Trouble in time. Watching 45 drive a wedge inside. It's like they told him divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer.
We're standing on the street, asking for a seat at a table we all belong to. Land of liberty, land of the free. Lead us to a better day. Trouble in time. Trouble in time. Trouble in time. Trouble in time. With our children watching, with our parents, grandmas, with our uncles, aunties, and our brothers. People dying every day, People looking for a better way. We can do it if we try. We can do it if we try. Land of liberty, land of the free, lead us to a better day. Troubling time, troubling time, troubling time, troubling time, troubling time,
Land of liberty, land of the free,
troubling time,
lead us to a better day.
troubling time,
Remember unity, remember grace,
troubling time,
lead us to a better place.
troubling time,
Land of liberty, land of the free,
troubling time,
lead us to a better day.
troubling time,
Remember unity,
troubling time.
Oh yeah.
You guys, what a
Yeah.
song!
It's I love the message of that song. I mean, you know, it's a lot. I've got a friend who wrote a book. It's not what happens to you; it's what you do about it.
yeah,
And
Right.
you know, that's so much what this time has been. I mean, it's happening. That's acceptance, and you know, the spiritual side is okay. Where do we go from here? How do we use this? You know. And that's a beautiful way to put it, very very neutral way, and musically it's just gorgeous,
So
and
smooth.
all those
Just beautiful.
well, Jimi Hendrix, really, Curtis Mayfield licks
I
that you're
love
playing.
Curtis is my
Oh man,
man.
that's lovely.
and that's kind of part of the the thing too. Is like, I'm glad you mentioned Curtis Mayfield because talking about troubling times, we're kind of reliving a lot of that stuff, and his message through all of that, his music there was always a message to it.
Absolutely.
But the way he delivered it was never beating you over the head or with
Right.
anything. It's nice and easy and real,
Right.
you know what I mean? Good to listen to. And there's a message in there that's really plain to hear, you know what I mean?
Right,
But
right.
man, it's just like when it's delivered like that, he's probably my top favorite of
That's
well,
great.
you guys did a great job of emulating it and
Yeah.
taking it to a whole nother place and
you.
making it your own. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful melody, everything about
Just
it.
gorgeous.
Really
Thank
sweet.
you.
And
Gosh.
especially to know where it started, which
Yeah.
the trouble in time,
Yeah.
and then where you took it. I mean, it's really really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, you
Freebo.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
a lot of this stuff, it bums me out, and I knew it when it was happening, because we went down there the first day that there was like a protest type thing.
Yeah.
A demonstration, I like to call it. And
Yeah.
I've been to my
Thank
fair
you.
share of these kind of things.
Right.
And I know that the message gets lost within a couple days.
Right.
But that first day, before there was any shenanigans, you know what I mean?
Right.
When it was pure.
Beautiful. It was
Yeah.
I bet.
absolutely beautiful. And that and
Yeah.
I knew it would get lost, but that first day was gorgeous. And
Yeah.
we watched these people speak, and people from churches around town and different organizations, and it was so incredibly inspiring. And within a week, it
It had turned into
whatever it turned into.
and calling people out their thugs and stuff. I mean, it was like it's just it's all becomes this terrible political division thing, and but at the heart of it, it's like
At the
there
heart
are,
of it.
there are we can't make progress without people that are suffering, giving them the opportunity to be heard, and so that's what it felt like it was, and then it just got turned into all this.
Well,
Hey,
art is our opportunity to put
Right.
what we feel into something that people can relate to and will resonate with so many people. So I think that's just so powerful when you can transform that into something so
I mean, that's
beautiful.
what gave rise to the great music of the 60s and early
right.
70s. And I mean, I was part of that whole hippie thing, and it
Yeah.
really was beautiful. And then it's always seems to get co-opted by the status quo.
Yeah.
And
And
by
you ain't
definition, the status quo is just, they're afraid of change. And well, it's really too bad that throughout history there's always that resistance, and yet there's always eventually the change. But somehow people don't seem to study history, therefore don't
Right.
learn from it.
It's like
Isn't that funny like that?
it just
Yeah.
repeats, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Freebo, would you play a song?
Yeah,
Yay.
I'd love to. And I first shout out to my buddy Chuck Rose up in Canada. And Chuck said, "Freebo, do you have a planned set, or are you taking requests?" A little bit of both.
We're open-minded.
Play a song now that I was thinking I want to play. But Chuck, if you want to make a suggestion, I'd be just put it in the chat.
Cool.
Alice will watch, and
Yep.
I'd be happy to play it for you. Unless it's the one I'm about to play, in which case that'd be just
Or
fine.
unless you can't remember it.
Yeah. But you know, it's New Year's Eve coming up, and I remember from being a kid about New Year's resolutions, and I've since gotten to the point of trying to look at it in some sort of a spiritual way, like, you know, I mean, not religious, I mean spiritual. And to me, spiritual is how does everything fit together? What's it all about? Where do I fit into the picture? How can I be a part of, not better than, not less than, but, you know, what's my role in this continuum? And so for me, New Year's is always a time of reflection, a time like, okay, what can I change about me? Because it's taken me years to learn that I can't change anybody else. And Lord knows I tried, but I can change me.
There's a good song right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know. That is a good one.
Well,
Run with that.
I've got a couple of them, not necessarily that way, but this one is very similar to that, and it's about that self-reflection, and just about the fear that we all have inside and how we run from it. Could be with alcohol and drugs. It could be blaming other people. It could be a million things. But at some point, it's about looking in the proverbial mirror and saying, okay, you know, what can I do? So I'd like to share it with you all. Something's called I Ain't Running No More.
All right.
Oh, and somebody was remarking about my guitar. This is my 64 Martin D28, signed by the incredible Tommy Emmanuel. And Alice was playing it earlier because I have to tune down a whole step.
Very convenient for me when I can't hit the high notes. I'm like, Freebo, can I play your guitar?
Yeah. And so it was to take his headphones off. So it's nice to be able to go down that whole step. But she was using the partial capo on the 2nd fret. And now I'm putting the partial capo on the 4th fret, which sets up a whole different kind of a tonality. Let me share it with you. I ain't running no more, I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. I was caught in my confusion and illusion of my own, paralyzed and staring at the floor. I could have used a helping hand, 'cause I couldn't understand what all the fight and suffering was for. But I ain't running no more, I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. I was running on empty, I was running against the wind. No confronting, I was running out the door. Felt ashamed and I would blame me, just a victim of my own. Now I'm done and I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more, I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. All those those stories of old, they don't need to be told. I'll dry up the tears of my journey, and I'll face all the fears that I've run from for years. But I ain't running no more, I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. Everybody, I ain't running no more. I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more. No more. No more. No more.
Nice, Freebo.
Thank you.
Here are your headphones.
My headphone.
I saw a question come in that I can't resist answering. Somebody asked what the difference between a D18 and a D28 are. And as a former employee of Dusty Strings Music in Seattle, Washington, I can tell you that the Martin D18 it's a dreadnought. So the D stands for the dreadnought, which is the size and shape of the guitar, and the 18 refers to the type of wood that it's made out of. So Freebo's is a D28, which means it's rosewood and spruce.
Brazilian rosewood.
It doesn't necessarily, the 28, it could be a different type of rosewood. I mean, they don't really have as much Brazilian
But I'm
anymore.
proud that it's Brazilian.
Well, you should be.
Yes, I am.
And a D18 means it's mahogany on the back and sides and spruce on top. But also, it used to mean that the D18 was actually $18 and the
Can you believe
D28 was $28. True story.
Amazing.
So,
It's worth a little bit more than that now.
there you go. All right. I'm going to bring our guests
Let's
back
bring
for
back
a moment
Jeff and Tekla.
here. Let me do that. Hi, guys.
There they are.
Oh, sorry. I
We're
made
full
you.
screen.
There. Sorry.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. I was hearing you playing on that, man. I think you might have done that when we played live together at some point.
A
But
couple times now.
that's
Yeah,
just
3 or 4 times.
screaming for your guitar
I
in
know.
3-part harmony. If we
Which-
play together at Tekla, we've got to have 3-part harmony
I
on that.
know.
I was singing.
We were singing along, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, good.
nice. Yeah, I wanted to tell folks that haven't heard that Jeff and I have worked together for years. And I met Tekla years ago. I think we did a show with each other at the Bushwick Book Club in
Yep.
Seattle, right? Do you remember which one it was? 'Cause
Oh,
maybe there was a
no.
couple. I know. There was
don't.
this great group in Seattle called the Bushwick Book Club, and they would assign a book for a group of songwriters for a particular show, and we would all read the book and write a song inspired by the book. It was such a cool model, and they would have them at different venues around town. That's actually how I wrote Homeland Blues. It's how I wrote Make a Fool Out of Me. A bunch of songs that I wrote while I was living there came out of various books. But I first became aware of Jeff's playing when I was working at Dusty Strings, and I tell this story a lot, but I was just working on my first set of recordings, my EP, You've Been Away So Long, and I really wanted someone to accompany me on it. And I would hear Jeff playing in the shop, just checking out different guitars, and I would ask my coworker, I was like, do you think he'd ever play with me? And I was thinking like he was way out of my league. And my coworker Matt was like, no, he's super nice. Ask him. Just talk to him. So I snooped in the customer database and found Jeff's email address and asked him. And
Customer database.
it worked out great. I totally, like, that's so not kosher, but I was like, he won't mind. And so... yeah, so he came and recorded at Mo Provencher's studio in Ballard, and which was right down the street from my house. It was so perfect, and
Pretty cool.
and that's been a years of playing together. And Jeff has played on my last record, Visions, and we've played live together a number of times with Freebo, and we met in Nashville last fall and got to go down to Muscle Shoals together. So
Some of those plans we were making.
I know it was.
Yeah, we'll go back. Don't worry.
I
We'll
know.
get
back.
there.
Got it. It's all good.
Yeah, and
Man.
so it's Jeff. It's been
Yeah.
such a pleasure just knowing you all these
Likewise,
years,
thank you.
and like I feel like I've grown so much in that time, and you've kind of been like this thread through all my recordings, and I love it. Every time I hear you start to play the steel national or the dobro, my heart just like I feel like it just takes me back somewhere really, really special.
Really cool.
So
Thanks, Alice. I feel the same about you.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Dusty Strings.
I know. Dusty Strings, such a great acoustic shop. If anyone's watching from Seattle, and maybe we have some Seattle folks because of you guys and your fans, but it's just the best acoustic shop in the Northwest, if I do say so.
Well, and they do wonderful. I mean, I give a couple, not guitar, but songwriting lessons there. I mean, the whole school they have there is wonderful.
I used to lead a weekly
really
sing-along.
Nice. What's that?
I used to lead a weekly sing-along
you did?
every Wednesday. I would go, and there would be a group of people come down and just...
Like what kind of songs, Alice?
Oh, folk songs, you know.
Give me an example of them.
I got a mule and her name is Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal.
I know that one.
But I thought this would be a good segue for me to do a tune that actually Jeff played on, which I wish you could play with me
You know,
right now.
if somebody out there could invent one of because this is amazing, by the way. This is the first time we've done
I'm
a
glad
streaming thing with another group.
Oh, really?
Some other people,
Cool.
And so we were just commenting, Freebo.
If only, right?
Crooning. Yeah. But if somebody could invent one of these things where there isn't this,
I know.
there's like it's only a few seconds. It's not even a full second.
I
but
know.
there's a lag, so we can't
play together.
jam.
Yeah.
But depending on people's internet speeds and Wi-Fi,
knows,
I mean, but somebody's going to come up with it, Jeff, and can't wait. I mean, all of it so that we can actually play with each other, remotely would be just fabulous.
I mean,
Be
you would think
amazing.
if they could send a little thing to drive around on Mars, they could invent that.
I know, right? That seems like, come on.
Well, maybe we should put NASA on it. What do you think?
Well,
Oh
maybe.
my gosh.
So you want to do that, Alice?
All right, all
let me
right.
get
See you
my
guys in a
bass.
second.
Cheers.
Hey, so I just want to mention to you all, and thank you again for watching tonight. We're so grateful to have all of you coming every week, every Wednesday when we go live at 5 p.m. Pacific for Inside Live. It's been 17 episodes now, and
Wow,
we're actually, Freebo and I just found out the other day we're going to be able to start broadcasting this show not live, but after the fact on a local radio station in Asheville, North Carolina. So we're so excited that this is kind of expanding and growing and taking on a life of its own. So thank you all for being a part of that and helping us get the word out about the show. And if you're really enjoying it tonight, please do share it on Facebook. That helps folks find it. And thank you, Norman's Rare Guitars, for broadcasting the show on their YouTube channel. And I just want to announce our giveaway, our first of 2 giveaways for tonight. We're going to do the Cordial one a little bit more organized today. So we are going to be giving away yet another premium instrument cable from Cordial Cables USA, which we are using in our whole setup. Jeff and Tekla are going to get one too, but there is one for one of you audience members. So we've picked a number between 1 and 100. It is already written down on a Post-it note. You can't see it, but if you all want to just pick a number and put it in the chat, I'll be watching, and hopefully I won't miss it as it goes by.
Just so you know, these cords are so cool. Cordial cords are made of 99.9% copper, and they have a lifetime guarantee. I mean, anybody who's ever played guitar, use a microphone, knows that cords go bad all too quickly. So these don't go bad, and if they do, they'll give you new ones.
Yep.
So it could be the only cord you'll ever need. They're pretty expensive, but well worth it. And they're also, you'll find this out, Jeff, unless you're familiar with it already, but they have little to no buzz in them. It's a really clean signal. So we're really happy to be sponsored by Cordial and be able to give this away to you and have them give us these cords. We're thrilled about that. So we're going to have people do the number.
This is so stressful.
What's going on?
I just try to watch all of them coming in. Okay.
Oh,
By the way,
numbers?
Tret Fury is watching, and she's like, "Where's my cable, Tret?
Oh,
I'm
Tret,
so sorry, Tret. I need to send you the order form.
Where's my cable?
I'm sorry, Tret. It was not intentional. You are entitled to a cable as well.
Cable rhymes with able, and so far Alice has not been able to get you your cable. But,
Good one, Freebs.
It'll be coming, Tret. And thank you we love that show we did with you a couple weeks ago. That was really cool. And thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Happy New Year.
Okay, cool. The guessing of the number will end when my song ends. How about that? Okay?
Okay.
I would like to do one that I rarely play live anymore, but it's from my EP, and the song makes me think of Jeff. And I believe Tekla also put it on a Spotify playlist recently, which was really sweet. So this is called Make a Fool Out of Me. And the song was inspired by a book that I read for the Bushwick Book Club of Seattle. And the book was Steve Martin's memoir. The memoir was called Born Standing Up. And I became such a big Steve Martin fan after I read that book, because it's just, well, it's a hilarious book, but it's also so real and so moving, just telling his story about how he became who he is today, and his wacky, really innovative, strange, funny act that he put together when he was out here in LA. And actually, he's in that Laurel Canyon documentary because he opened for Linda Ronstadt and many other artists. It's just such an interesting story how he kind of put his brand together. Anyway, here we go. Make a Fool Out of Me.
What key do this,
The key of G.
G. I can play a G.
When you hit your stride on a Monday night at a half-empty bar downtown, having nowhere to hide and nothing to lose, sure help keep your feet on the ground. Ooh, make a fool out of me. That's what I live for. That's what I need. A man that dies laughing is a wise man indeed. Won't you please make a fool out of me? I'd come straight out of nowhere to the Hollywood Hills, and surely there was no guarantee that my sleight of hand, so carefully planned, would turn the world's eyes upon me. Ooh, make a fool out of me. That's what I live for, honey, that's what I need. A man that dies laughing is a wise man indeed. Won't you please make a fool out of me? Bass solo. There was one little voice at the edge of my mind, asking when I might get a real job. And another much louder dead center in my heart that pushed me on from town to town. Ooh, make a fool out of me. That's what I live for. That's what I need. A man that dies laughing is a wise man indeed. Won't you please make a fool out of me? Well, I've heard it said that your fate is revealed slowly as you go along. But a magic man's glove, if it's thrown hard enough, will take on the wings of a dove. like we practiced it, right, Freebo?
Yeah. I haven't played that one in a couple of years.
It's an easy one. Thanks, everybody.
So how about we bring Jeff and Tekla
Before
back?
we do, I want to announce our winner.
Oh, you already have one.
I do. Yes, somebody almost guessed it. So this is someone who's watching on the Norman's Rare Guitars Facebook page, and your name is David Lowe. David guessed 58, and the number, just to prove it to you, is 59. There we go. 59.
One of my old football numbers from
Is
high
that where
school.
that came from?
Yeah, in the black jersey. That's right.
So David, if you want to just comment in here and make sure I get your contact info, you can go to alicehowe.com and go to the contact form and just send me a message, and I will be sure that you get the order form. So, here
And
we
Ted
go.
Spiro, Happy New Year to you too, and thanks for tuning in.
Let's
From the
bring him
wonderful
back.
mansion at O Street, D.C.
Yes, hi Ted. Oops, I made you big again. Hi guys.
There they are. They're back.
Frozen?
No.
They're frozen.
Oh,
Why are they
shit.
frozen?
Uh
Okay, go back to
I
full
know it's
screen.
cold in Seattle,
Okay.
I'll fix it.
oh. Okay, he'll fix it. Well, we can hear you. That's nice.
but we can hear you, kind of.
So congratulations, David. I'm just gonna comment in here. Make sure you know, David.
Alice, I've got a problem here with the cord.
You got a problem?
No, just your guitar is squishing me.
It's sorry.
It's all right. Okay. Operating in tight quarters
Oh
here.
wow, that's a tough
There
one.
we go.
Okay,
Oh,
there
nice.
we go.
Very good.
Maybe I'll tell you guys also, since you're guitar folks, my Martin is an OM, custom shop OM. It was actually, it's really similar to an OM 21, which,
Okay.
They're back.
I think we're back.
I was just telling them about my guitar. Mine is also a rosewood, so it's kind of like an OM 21, I was saying, but it's a custom shop actually that I bought at Dusty Strings that somebody picked out for the shop, which is kind of cool. So there's
I
only
talking
one
about
like it.
guitars.
Yeah, tell us what you guys are
Yeah.
playing.
You've got a
Yeah,
bunch of
somebody
it, you,
actually-
huh?
Somebody actually asked if we look back at the comments and somebody was asking about. And I think what they're asking about is the National, so we'll start there.
Yes.
Jeff has a few guitars.
I have a plethora.
Just a
Plethora,
few.
huh?
A plethora.
I've been very lucky. I played the same Les Paul like for, my whole life, which is great.
What
Great
year?
guitar. 1988. I bought it brand new when I was 13. So when you live in, we're both from Alaska. We didn't know each
That's
other. then.
right.
But
Wow.
in Alaska, you get a thing called the Permanent Fund, and it's a yearly. They kind of pay the citizens of Alaska the oil revenues. They kind of divide it up. It's pretty neat. So everybody gets about a grand every year. And when I was a kid, we never saw that. They would just put it in a account for us.
Yeah.
When we moved to Seattle, it's actually Federal Way. It's kind of near Tacoma. And we moved in the summer, so I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anybody. And we got the last check, and I was like, can I buy a real guitar, like a proper guitar? Because I had been playing since I started when I was 9.
Oh wow.
And I was 13 or so, and you know what I mean? I knew my way around it. And
You'd proven yourself.
piece of garbage guitar.
Oh man.
And so the permanent fund back then was $950, which was the exact price of a Les Paul Standard. in
Oh,
1988.
perfect.
Yeah, so that's what I got, and I played
Cool.
that thing. I don't have it handy, but yeah,
It's
a
heavy,
cool
isn't
ride.
it? It's like super heavy. Is that
Those
what
are
it's-
always
Very heavy.
heavy,
I kind
yeah.
of had to put it away.
Little 13-year-old skinny Jeff
Oh.
just
Swung it low, man. Playing a lot of Aerosmith. But anyway, so when I was, I got really in. I love music history and history of instruments in general, but guitars I find fascinating. And so I was like, if I'm ever in a position to where I could get some guitars, I would totally do that. And I've been very lucky the last decade or so. I was able to get in some things that we got to tour the world every year. Very lucky.
Yes.
And so
Finding
didn't save
stuff along the way, huh?
didn't save a whole lot of money, but I was able to get a couple things. I'm good at finding good deals and rare things. So this is for the Norman's rarities out there. This is a 1932 National.
Oh wow.
But what's interesting about this is that, the original Nationals, as you probably know, were were plated, and they had the palm trees, and they're very, very beautiful. And they were very expensive, and
Right.
sort of, you know, a niche market. And then, of course, the Great Depression hit. And so they started making these. There's 600 of these made, and they were made for Sears and Roebuck. You can tell they got a different cover plate than most of the Nationals from this period. And it used to be kind of greenish. It's more just gray now, but it's in really, really good shape. And somebody put a different fretboard, because they used to make these fretboards out of Bakelite, which is like plastic, and they would fall apart. And so somebody put a rosewood fretboard on it. Other than that, it's all original. And Jesse Strings actually kind of set it up. It was a little bit messed up, but it's a really cool guitar. So I'm very proud of this one.
Yeah.
There's no insignia on it, but it's a National that was made for Sears during the Great Depression.
Wow.
And it sold for, I think it was about $15, $10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whereas the other ones, like the original, the really pretty ones, which I think are a bit much actually.
They have a whole different look. I mean, that's like rustic. That
But they were like $60 back then, so that was like a lot of money.
What about the sound, though, Jeff? I mean, is it the cheap ones sound any better, or not as good, or similar? Or what's your assessment on that?
You mean like I like the way that these feel more, you know, but they sound very similar. I think that I could be wrong about this, but I believe that the ones that are plated are brass, and these are made of steel, like sheet metal. And so I think that the other ones are a little brighter or whatever, but you can't really go wrong with this.
oh god.
And it just does it right away.
Every time it's just like
So,
You sound like an old blues man.
well, that's what that's what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and this is the right thing. So I love old guitar. I know, like, especially now, vintage guitars have this whole, there's this whole prestige and all this stuff. But I'm more into it for the stories that these. I mean, there's no telling where this thing has been.
yeah.
In the 70 years that it's been alive.
Hey,
So,
Jeff, I got an idea for a song for you. There have been songs written from the point of view of the guitar.
Yeah.
This would be an interesting one from the point of view of a national steel, from
Okay,
where
that'd be
the
fun.
steel came from. Maybe a blues guy who played at one point. How you can just an idea, just a thought.
Yeah. Okay. I love that
Nice.
song, Neil Young.
Song prompt.
This isn't my guitar; it's just mine for a while or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? That Neil Young song. It's a good one.
I don't.
Because
I don't know that one,
he got
no.
Hank Williams' famous D28,
Oh,
and so he owns it now. And he wrote this song about like how it's not really Hank Williams' guitar. It's not really Neil Young's guitar.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's just there, just passing it along. Even though that's probably worth about $1 million.
Oh, my
God.
gosh.
This is also Depression era. Same idea. This was made by Gibson. You probably have heard of the Kalamazoo stuff, which was the
They're
same
cheap
idea.
stuff, right?
Cheaper, but made at the Gibson factory, and they didn't have fake wood or anything back then, so it's still
Right.
made very, very well. But this one was made for Montgomery Wards, and so it's called a Carson J. Robinson, who was a kind of an obscure. It's obscure now, but at the time he was a cowboy star, kind of in the vein of like a Will Rogers or something like that. And so they made this signature, but it's exactly the same as a Kalamazoo from the same era. And this is 1936. This one, and it's a great guitar, really cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I got this
Cool.
when we were first kind of hanging out, Alice. You might remember, because I was on the fence between getting kind of an older one like this or the Waterloo, which is the
Yeah.
Collings reproduction.
I remember
the
that.
same. Yeah.
No, those are cool too, but I mean it's different to go with the real thing.
Yeah. This risky. I bought this on the internet.
You did. Wow.
It's
That's
risky.
that's
I
wild.
lucked out. Yeah.
yes, you did. Do
Anyway.
you guys have another tune for us?
Yeah.
Sure do.
So this one is from the album, and Tekla would be better at talking about this stuff than I do, but so the record, though, I will say, it kind of goes through these things about all the different adventures we had this year.
Yeah.
Many of which were very shocking and just kind of we didn't know what was going to happen. And
Right.
there was many a day. I'm sure that that's another thing. It's like a shared experience that we haven't really had a
Yes.
shared experience like this, maybe ever
Yeah.
in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
And there was just days that were so bad that we did like so uncertain about everything. And
Yeah.
Tekla can take it from here.
Yeah, I feel like this song, I could just see myself sitting in the living room where I sat every day for a couple months, looking outside the window, feeling like almost like there's bars on the window, like we're just, what on earth, just when we were really isolating there for a while. And just looking out at the tree right in front of our house. And over the year, we watched the leaves grow and then fall, and like just right there in the living room, just in that spot looking out. And I wrote this one back in like March or April or something. It's called Better Days.
Today I feel hopeful. Maybe it's the sun. It's been so dark. It's been raining too much. We need a blanket to cover us up. I see the path, but it's too full of stuff. Do we pick it up or just stay here a while? She said this will last. He said we'll get back. We don't know. We don't know who to ask. And I don't know what to think. So I'll just sit here and dream. Might as well. It's a good place to be. I'll just dream and just let it be. Let there be better days ahead. These four walls around me, the light hits my face, and in the air there's music every day. The path is uncertain, the times they are strange, but the leaves on the trees, they keep growing with hope. There's another day coming. Let there be better days ahead.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Guys.
You guys are just, I'm blown away. I mean, I knew each of you was talented in your own right, and it's just so cool to hear you together. It's really
Yeah, which brings me to the question of I remember when I first met you, Jeff, and you talked about this girl you'd been hanging out with, and you were going to get married, and you were now married. When did you guys first start playing together? How did that come? I mean, you said you were both from Alaska. You didn't know each other then, so you don't have to give me.
Does everybody in Alaska know each other?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
But so how did it happen? I mean, not just the meeting, but how did you guys start playing together? Because it's really a beautiful combination.
Oh, thank you. Me? Been talking a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we met. I mean, we met through the music scene here. I guess you could call it a music scene, but just clubs and
What?
going out. No, I didn't mean it snarky.
Not anymore, currently.
No, it's great. It's cool. Community, very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that the first one was a gig that I was doing, and she was there. David Salonen, she knew him. He was in the band that I was playing with, which was just something put together. And I met her then, but we didn't like.
We were both with someone else at the time.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
6 years ago, 7 years ago?
2015.
I think it was 14.
Maybe
we
14
met a
when we
year
met.
before we then re-met.
But look, it is gonna be a long story, but keep on doing it.
Yeah.
So
Go for it.
Facebook, right? So
Right.
Tekla reached out to me just because she wanted to kind of meet people. And I was doing stuff.
I was sort of
musically.
interviewing musicians, like, tell me about your path, and I just wanted to like learn more about how they were doing it, and so I don't remember exactly how I reached out to you.
Just
and
hey, let's go get coffee. I want to talk to you about stuff. And I was like, okay. And then, long story short, we met that day, and I had just got out of a very, very long thing, so I definitely wasn't looking to start anything new. But we met that day. We had coffee. We talked for a couple hours, and we have not spent. There hasn't been a day that's gone by since then that we haven't talked.
yeah, it pretty much was like, whoa, just when you meet
Magic.
someone and the natural sort of chemistry and sparks,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Very
felt
apparent.
like right with us, and
Yeah, it was very obvious. And then the whole music thing, I had never really been with anybody that was a musician at all. So it was always very, very separate. And and especially at that time, I was gone about 6 months out of the year, in a given year. So there's a kind of a lot going on there. And I was thinking of moving maybe, and all this, like a period of transition right there.
Yeah.
But we were just like, well, this is going to happen. So I kind of kept it separate, when we first started going together.
Oh, wait, really quick to interrupt, Alice. I was like so scared to play a song to him the first time I ever played a song.
God,
'Cause
I
just
bet.
like you were saying, I think he's out of my league. I was like, this guy is
It's-
so good. I can't play a song in front of this guy,
I know it takes on a whole
Yeah.
It's like you want me to play
Yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
like
But you know what?
Making
It's
me
like
blush.
he's sometimes
Jeff,
that
you're
was-
really good. Here,
But that's
just
also
newsflash.
what drew me to him, is that he's so accomplished, and I wanted to pick his brain, but I just was like, gosh, he's such a sweet guy. He really
Yeah.
just is a good, big-hearted guy, and he's not
Yeah.
like full of himself and all this
No.
stuff, and but anyway, so I just thought you would appreciate that because you were like
Totally.
expressing earlier how you were like, oh my gosh, this guy gonna play with me.
Yeah.
I know it. Well, I think there's something about maybe learning as a woman in music and just in general to value ourselves too. I think there's that feeling like I'm
Yeah.
not good enough. I don't know anything. Like
Yeah.
and this person, maybe gender doesn't matter, but it's like they're better than me and I don't deserve kind of that. Like that was so, I didn't even think of myself as a professional at that time at all. And I think
Yeah.
it took me so long to get to a point of really recognizing myself that way and not being so shy. But it's such an important thing to learn.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
just-
It's
yeah.
true. That's a really good
Yeah.
point.
But we made a record together after that. That's just credited just to Tekla. And then, so I had a lot to do with that one.
Basically, he was like, I have some ideas
some
about your music. And he was at a point where he was really interested in learning how to produce. And he was gradually acquiring more gear. When we moved in together, there was mostly guitars and instruments, but then over the time of us being together, now we've been together for 5+ years, 5.5 years. We have like a full-on studio. So it was just, I was almost like his guinea pig, like my music, where he's like, let me just like, so it's just been a gradual progression to where the first record that we did together, my 2018 release, The Curtain Falls. 18 release. Yeah, we released it 18. He
recorded it.
He did so much of it, and I was kind of like, okay, go for it. I kind of just like stood back and sort of let it happen, and he experimented with like electronic sounds and beats, and it was really great. And it was like an experiment for both of us, because I'd never worked with like a producer before. I'd only recorded one album before, and it was with like a live band, so it was a totally different feel. So anyway, this new album was different because we'd gone through that other experience, and we learned a lot, and we realized that it was really important for us to limit what we did on the album, to make it a very cohesive, like, only these instruments. Jeff had the idea, like, no keys on this, and we wanted it really simple, rootsy, like like we didn't want to overdo anything, and just and I had to be in the room for every single thing that happened, because it felt like that's what we needed to do, and I think it's been incredibly successful that we got to this point where we learned how to. I think it just I don't know how it happens.
And Tekla's helped me as far as that kind of producing type thing goes, because I have a tendency of taking somebody's song and then doing all of this stuff and then showing it to him.
It's
later.
like he's sort of like expressing himself by taking the song and playing with it and putting sounds on it and sort of like trying out all these ideas, and that's like Jeff's like magic that he can do that. But anyway,
it can be a little shocking to the artist when they're like, well, what did you do to my like, I don't know if I like
I can so relate to this whole conversation, because like when I met Freebo, I, like you, Tekla, had only ever recorded, like, I guess I produced my EP, but like I didn't even know what that meant. I just sat in the room and I was like, Jeff, play something, and he played something and I was like, I love it, stop, it's fine. Like, I don't think I ever made any notes or like really particularly had a vision of what I wanted it to be. So when I first started working with Freebo on my last record, I at first I was like, whoa, wait, you are telling me what these songs are gonna sound like? Who do you think you are? And like gradually
smile.
Who do you think you are?
He's like, I'm Freebo.
I'm Freebo.
Hello. But once I like finally got over myself, and I had to learn to go with it though, like, and not every step of the way question, and finally got to the point.
Well, and it's an interesting dynamic too, because a lot of it is about, where do you state what you want and where do you let go?
Right.
And so it becomes a give and take kind of a thing. I mean, right at the beginning, Alice asked me, okay, so producer, I finally looked up producer in a dictionary. I know what producer does. And I'm the art. Hey, who has the last word?
Right.
Yeah.
And
I remember I was like, so who's the boss?
And I said, you're the artist, and your name goes on. It'll say produced by Freebo. I said, so ultimately you have the last word. I said, but I would hope that you would give me a chance to show you what my vision is, and the title of the record is Vision. But to show you what my vision is, to allow it to unfold, and then and of course what happens is, and as Alice has learned more and more and gotten more confident, she comes back with ideas, and ultimately I think the relationship between artist and producer, it's about mutual respect, and it's a co-creation is really what it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, we're frozen again.
Oh, no, you're not.
We're okay.
No, no.
You're
For a
good.
second, getting glitchy.
Don't you worry. I see you moving.
I just want to say a quick thing here. Oh, two quick things, actually. Vincent asked me, do I still have any of my old basses? I do have my 63 Precision, which I've since kind of redone, and I put back some really old flat wound strings on it. And so now I'm kind of, taking that back in the studio for certain tunes. It's a great old bass. And I've got my, I guess it's a 72 Fender fretless that I got when my other one was stolen for Bonnie's Give It Up record. And somebody talked about the Give It Up record before. And yes, I did play tuba on that. In fact, on all of Bonnie's records that I played, the tuba made an appearance on each record. I made sure of that. So... And also, I wanted to thank those of you who've contributed, who've donated to our welfare.
Yeah.
As being musicians in this show, we do this for free, but like everybody else, we need to make a living. This is how we make a living. So we do appreciate your donating. We split the donations 3 ways between us and these guys here. And so if you haven't already, we'd really appreciate throwing $5, $10 if you're enjoying what we're doing. And we'll make sure it goes around. That really does help us to continue doing what we do. So we're grateful for that.
Yes. Thank you all
Now,
so much.
what about our other giveaway, Alice?
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna send you away again.
See you soon.
Goodbye.
Come right back.
Here we go. Okay. Yes, and if you would like to send a tip for tonight, that info is on the screen right now, and you can also find it in the chat. I've been putting that information in the chat periodically. Do you want me to hold those?
No, it's okay.
So our second giveaway of the night is, drum roll. Very nice. Thank you. Is a pound of freshly roasted fair trade organic coffee from the Fair Trade Coffee Company. That's fairtradecoffee.org. Easy to remember. They are a New Jersey-based company. Our good friend Arpi Maros runs this company, and it smells very delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would like to be entered to win a pound of coffee, please put a number between 1 and 100 in the chat. It's a different number. It's not the same number. I have it written on a different Post-it note, and we will pick somebody before the end of the show, probably after this song that Freebo plays. So
Yeah. Well, there you go then. And unfortunately, Chuck, I never heard back from you. If you did, I missed it. So maybe for next week, if you want, just shoot me an email, and I will be happy to honor your request. Meanwhile, let me...
what are you going to play, Freebo?
Well, you know what? I wasn't sure I was going to play, but since we've got such a lovely duet on the other end of the stream, and they're singing such great harmonies, I certainly have to involve you in the same thing else. So I'm going to hand you this bass. Can you grab us back here?
Yes.
Can you get it there? That's a nice little move I got going.
That was a nice behind the back pass. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Hey, it's a bass. Can't mess with it. But here's another kind of a message song, y'all. And this is not telling anybody what to do. I don't like to do that kind of message. But I've been looking inside, and in New Year's and resolutions, and what our lives are about, and where we're at now, and where we're going to go from here. Particularly with the with the renewed optimism that 2021 promises to bring. Hopefully a resolution to this COVID thing by the end of it, with the vaccine and heightened awareness, a new administration. I don't know what the stars are telling us, but we can ask our friend Amber about that.
Amber can tell us.
Yeah, Amber will tell us.
About the stars. I have a good friend from school who is an incredible astrologist. She's so good. I should honestly put her info in the chat if you guys want.
Oh, she's the best.
Very, very amazing.
A brilliant human being, but she's really studied this stuff, and she can
We
tell
should
you
have
what,
her on
what,
the show.
We should.
That would be so cool. Oh my God.
What the stars are
I am
telling
going to
you,
ask
but,
her. We can have her do
Yeah, I didn't used to believe in that
reading.
stuff, but back in the hippie days in the 60s, kind of started with, hey man, which side are you? And so I just kind of started just asking people, and before you know it, I started seeing that, well, I'm a Pisces, and I found out that other Pisces seem to have similar traits to what I have.
Similar fish-like traits.
Yeah, fish-like traits and little indecision, and Geminis seem to have certain things, and I started getting more curious about it, and bit by bit, I got in touch with some people who really work with astrologers, and I found out that it's some very interesting stuff. So, which had nothing to do with this song, but this song is called "If Not Now, When," and so it kind of goes out to you all for you thinking about doing something, you've been thinking about doing it. here's your chance. It's a new year, 2021. If you're thinking about maybe, I always wanted to play guitar, take up a musical instrument, here's your opportunity. For me, it's about writing my book, and damn it, I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah?
I am going to do it. I'm putting it out there. I'm writing my book. I got something to say. As long as my brain is still working, I can remember what it is I want to say. So a little bit of inspiration for you, and a fun kind of a deal. And I've got Alice playing bass on this one. I'm singing some harmony. If not now, when? Ready?
No.
Yeah.
Am I in the right key?
Yeah. Key D.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Yep.
When I was a young boy, I had these dreams. Time didn't matter, or so it seemed. Now I'm still a dreamer. Was back then. The time keeps screaming. If not now, when? Hundreds of heartaches and broken down plans. So many what ifs and what if I can't. My fear held me captive, caged in a pen. It's time to break free, boy. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I'll make this vow. Where amen. My time is now. If not now, when? Doubting and blaming. It's time to let them go. 'Cause this healing journey, it can go so slow. But I hear these voices again and again. They keep on calling. If not now, when? I can hear you playing, Jeff. If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I'll make this vow. I swear amen. My time is now. If not now, when? Sing for me, Alice.
Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down that eastern seaboard. Got my diesel wound up, and she's running like never before. There's the speeds on ahead, alright, but I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Got my 10 forward gears and my sweet Georgia overdrive. Taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. There's the speeds on ahead, alright. I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby bye-bye.
Bye, baby.
I could have a lot of lovers, but I don't need no other guy. I could find one to hold me tight, but I could never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
Well, my rig's a little low, but that don't mean she's slow. I got a flame from her stack, and my smoke's blowing black and cold. destiny and goodbye regret. Sing it with me. If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. No, no, 'cause I know it's true. I'll make this vow. I swear, amen. My time is now. If not now, when? I'll make this vow. I swear, amen. My time is now. Oh, go if not now, when? Say it again. If not now, when? If not now, when? There you go. Get these headphones on. We got to bring these guys back in.
Let's do. Hi guys.
Not now, when?
Not me, who?
Oh man, hey, you know,
Can't wait to do that live, man.
hey, since you're in that mood, Jeff, maybe we should try our little experiment.
Okay,
What's
we can
that?
do it. Yeah.
Oh,
I want to say, you guys, if you don't mind going a little over, I'd love to do that, and then have you guys do one more tune to close things out.
So, okay.
Tell us about it. Tell
We'll
them
see.
about the experiment.
It'll work. Because
Oh no,
there's
we
nothing
know
to-
it'll work.
Yeah. But, so since we can't really jam together, I had the idea of, we'll just do the same song, and we'll just trade it off.
Yeah.
I'm getting an echo from somebody. Who's got their thing on?
Are you getting an echo?
Got a little echo.
Let's see.
A little bit of an echo, isn't it?
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's computer magic.
That doesn't make any sense because we both have headphones, and
Okay, I think it's okay.
you both have headphones.
Just don't want it to interfere with our experiment.
I don't think it's coming through on the main.
Okay, good.
Are you distracted by it enough where
No.
we should try to fix it? Okay.
Nah, it's fine. I don't even hear it anymore.
Okay. It's just one of those phantom things.
All right.
Hey,
Alright,
you
so-
guys, really quick. This is super fun. Thanks for
really
doing this.
Oh.
And thanks for having us. This is
Absolutely.
such a highlight, man.
This is the
Thank
closest
you.
thing we've had to a jamboree in about a year.
I am
What a
so
great idea, you guys. This is awesome.
Really
so
cool.
Thanks,
cool.
Tekla. Thanks for
Kudos.
saying
Well,
that.
we do this every week, and
we
mostly-
wanted to do it for a
mostly
long
remote.
time.
We have been, but at some point we're going to revisit some of our guests, especially when we can do it live and in person. So
Yeah.
either when we're in Seattle or you're in LA or we're in Muscle Shoals, whatever.
We'll do it
but
again.
We'll have to do this
can't
live.
wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Tekla, I have to say, I know, you might have to just, if it's like a long journey to get back to Muscle Shoals, because we have to like quarantine and stuff, do you want to just come too and hang out in Muscle Shoals with us?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I mean,
I mean,
sounds awesome.
you guys can share a room, I'm sure.
Because I was thinking like, man, we're all going to have to quarantine and like, make sure it's safe. And I was like, let's just make a party of it and hang out for
make a bubble out
a
of
couple
it.
weeks.
Just so you know,
does it.
we're looking at July or August to do that.
Okay, that's great.
Something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about it today again because I remember the exact dates we were going to go in. For those of you that don't know, we were making Alice's new record at Muscle Shoals, Alabama at Fame Studios, man. What's up? I mean, another
Yeah.
dream,
Yeah.
We actually got to do that, but we were going to go back because we were there in September.
Finish it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were going to go back and finish it up in April. So it was April 14th through the 16th.
Yes.
And it was, yeah, man.
Counting.
So I was going to fly into Alabama, do the session, right? Tekla
yes.
was going to meet me there. We're going to rent a car. We're going
We're
to
going to
go
take a week and just go travel around.
drive to Austin, go
Right,
to
your friend.
Phil Hurley's wedding,
No.
and directly from Austin drive to Atlanta and start the Indigo Girls rehearsals, which was a week of rehearsals, and then the first show was in Maine. And then that was going to be a whole month.
Sounds
of
like such a
Southern
nice
adventure.
plan.
Yeah, none of that.
Wop,
None of that panned out. That didn't pan out.
Well, It'll
so
happen.
many things.
Yeah, we're coming
Yes,
back.
exactly.
What's up, Will?
I
Shout out
know.
to Will.
Oh my God, hearing you and Will McFarlane, folks. Freebo and Will played together in Bonnie Raitt's band for years.
5 years
Five
together.
years, and they played on Sweet Forgiveness and a couple other records together. And Will lives
band.
down in Muscle Shoals, and immediately Jeff gained the respect and appreciation of Will. I remember you came to their gig that night before at Flobama, and got up there on the stage, and it was just from that moment on it was
Alabama.
it was good. I know.
We actually saw his white guitar that he lent you, and Alice and I actually watched the old gray whistle test that we were on with Bonnie in either 76 or 77, and Will was playing that white
Same
guitar. And I
guitar,
said,
yeah.
"That's the one that Jeff played, right?" I said, "Yeah."
I just remember
killed it.
John, the engineer, was like, "Oh my God, is he letting that guy Jeff play his Strat?"
Who's that,
That
nerd
guy.
with the Strat?
That
Why is
guy.
he doing that? Why is he letting that guy do that? But I didn't know until later that was like his special guitar. And then what an honor it was to play it. I was like,
great.
oh, geez.
That's great.
Well, you played it great.
Well, thank you, Freebo. That's a good. I can't wait for people to hear what came out
I
of that.
know, it's
really special.
every time I listen to it, I just get so excited to finish it. And I have so many new songs, Jeff. I can't wait to hear
Stoked.
what you do with them.
Yeah, you're gonna love this new stuff.
Exciting.
Really cool.
All right, should we try this, you guys?
Let's do it.
All right.
You go first.
By the way, before I do that, the question somebody wanted to know: are you guys thinking of making your record, putting it in vinyl at some point?
Oh.
Us? Is that a question?
That
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
asked
for
you
you
guys,
guys.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we had
We'd love to.
the other record that we made before we did vinyl, and it was a harrowing experience.
I had a harrowing experience with
Yeah.
vinyl also.
So we asked them how long it would take. They told us we overshot it by 2 months, and then we booked a release for it and everything like that. And then they just dropped the ball. It's a long story, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then so we didn't get the record for another 6 months till after
Oh,
that.
my gosh.
And by that point, we had 500 albums that had already been out for so a long time.
Yeah.
And so this project, two things. It would be, if we were going to put anything on a record, it'd be this one.
Yeah.
But then again, the thing was to get it out quickly and get it out, you know what I mean?
Right.
It got timely. And then vinyl.
So we just made a short order of CDs at this point, just 300, I think, and they're almost gone. We've been sending them to radio stations and
Yeah.
to people that pre-ordered them, and so we're almost out. We just have like 50 or 60 left, but we'll figure something out. Just keep in touch with us if you're liking what you hear. We're very present on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
And if everything
stuff,
goes
so
well, we're gonna.
We'll
I would
see.
love to press them. Yeah, I would
That'd be
love-
great.
Yeah,
No, that's so cool.
yeah, cool. Okay, let's
Awesome.
give this a shot.
Okay, here we go. I'm doing the first two, right?
Yep.
yes.
Here we go. If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, oh, bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. Yeah. I know I laughed when you left, but I only hurt myself. Oh, bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. Yeah.
I'll give you jewelry and money too. That ain't all. That ain't all I'll do for you. Oh, bring it to me. Bring your sweet love.
Bring it
on home to me. Yeah, yeah. You know I'll always be your slave till I'm buried in my grave. Oh, bring it to me. Bring your sweet love.
Bring it on to me.
You know I tried to treat you right, but you stayed out late at night. But I forgive you, bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Yeah. Bring it on home to me.
Oh, great.
All right, what's up? I think that might be an internet first. What's
That was thrilling.
Nice, you guys. Aw. All the happy feelings.
That's cool.
That was wonderful. You guys, it's been
That's
such
great.
a pleasure.
Oh, and love to our friend Fusby Morse, who's out
Fusby.
there.
Oh yeah,
listening.
Fusby's watching. Hey,
And,
Fusby.
yeah. Fusby and Jeff go back to the days with Paul Allen playing.
We can't talk about that.
They signed, you know,
No, I'm just kidding.
non-disclosure.
I'm just kidding. We can talk
Oh.
about
What happens
Talk
on the
about it
boats?
now,
too?
absolutely.
it now. Yeah, you know what I mean. But we had some pretty good times out there.
I bet you did.
You know what I mean? Got to jam. I'm going to just say it on the internet. We got to jam with Joe Walsh, Billy Gibbons, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Vernon Reed, right?
Amazing.
Leland Sklar. You know Leland?
I know Leland very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet I would think
Great-
you would.
Bass,
yeah.
bass
I mean,
buddies.
we're never on the same gig together, obviously, but Leland's a great bass player, wonderful guy, and
What a guy.
oh yeah, beautiful.
I'll tell you a quick story about that. We were on the boat, and I felt the need to lead the band. Sometimes I just do that. And Leland Sklar is on bass, and Joe Walsh is playing this like blues riff, and he goes to the 5 chord, but Leland's staying on the 1. So I kind of look over at him, and I go like this, right, as a 5, and he goes, huh? And then every time he changed chords, he'd look, I was like, oh my God, I wanted to die. I just wanted to die. And that was before I knew that flipping people off was kind of his thing. So and once
my
I learned that, I was
God.
like, oh, I don't feel so bad. And we kind of like talked later, and he was like, oh man, whatever, you know. But at the time, I was mortified. It was like the worst feeling I'd ever had.
Oh my God.
I am one of thousands who've done that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's great.
Give us another one, you guys.
All right, one more. Let's bring it on home, right?
Yes, bring it home.
Happy New Year, everybody. Let's see how this next thing goes, huh? Gee whiz.
All right, this is a song called Thief. It's also going to be on our upcoming album. But it's actually one of the oldest songs that I wrote years ago. And yeah, it's we wanted to play it because it's our other songs we played tonight were kind of mellow. We wanted to play one that had a little more like, you know. So here we go.
One, two.
I feel like crying, oh, every morning, every night. What you stole, I can't replace. I can't sit here in this place. I can't sit here in this place. How can there be a world like this? Someone like you can exist. Oh, now a part of me is gone. You took from me, you took my song. You took from me, you took my song. Crept into my house at night. When you left, you took the light. Now I sit here wondering why. Wonder why. Peeping in every window, creeping in dark shadow, forcing you inside me. Oh, my heart, I cannot breathe. Oh, my heart, I cannot breathe. Walking backward, you will find. Starting over, it takes time. Oh, now a part of me is gone. You took from me, you took my song. You took from me, you took my song. Crept into my house at night. When you left, you took the light. Now I sit here wondering why. Wonder why. Crept into my house at night. When you left, you took the light. And now I sit here wondering why. Wonder why.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, Tekla, I love your like acting out of the slide moment. That was so good.
The dork never really stays in for very long without like needing to come out. You know?
It has
It's
to.
The dork.
She
dork,
has
I
to be
love
let out. You guys, thank
It's
you.
so much fun. What a
Tekla
pleasure.
Waterfield and Jeff
Absolutely,
Fielder,
yeah.
you
For
guys
us
are
too.
just such a pleasure to hear you and get to hang out.
So much
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah, I mean, I knew what Jeff did, but I didn't know what you did, Tekla, and I didn't know what you guys did together. So
Such a
what a
beautiful
great
sound.
experience. It really is nice. I mean, keep
Thank
doing
you.
it. Keep
Yeah.
doing
Thank
it.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
that means a lot. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Your voice sounds beautiful, Tekla. It's great
Thank
to
you.
hear
Yeah,
You
again.
too.
absolutely.
I've always loved your voice. The first time I heard it, I was like,
Thank
that,
you.
that is a special voice right there.
Oh,
So I'm really happy
thanks.
for everything that you've got going on, and
Thank
it's just
you.
great to see it.
A true pleasure.
happening.
This
Yeah.
was.
Yes, yes. Well, love you guys and
Yeah.
talk to you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Yes.
Should- be-
And bye to
before,
everybody too. Yeah.
and before we go, give them your contact information?
I've been putting it
Sure.
up the whole time,
But,
but yeah.
but for those people who aren't looking at the
But
thing,
yeah,
just what
please
is it?
tell
Sure.
people where to find
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So my name's Tekla, Tekla Waterfield, and you can find stuff on my website, which is just my name, teklawaterfield.com. And we didn't create a special website for our duo music, but I post and share and update everything there and or on Facebook or Instagram. So
Great.
That's probably the best bet for
Yeah,
keeping
I've
in
got a
touch.
website too, but we need to kind of get in there and put some stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Cool.
you know, yeah,
So thanks
Well,
to
you
everybody
guys-
who hung out. We had a pleasure. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, you
Great.
guys.
Thank
We'll
you
see
guys.
you soon.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year!
Year. Woo! We did
bring it on.
Best way to end the year. So
Yes.
we're so happy. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Bye. All right. Well,
And for the rest of you people who are still with us,
yes, I want to announce the coffee winner.
okay?
There were a number of people who actually guessed the same number, which was the exact number. However, there was one person who guessed it first, and I was looking at the timestamps. So trust me, I was very careful, and the winner is Peter Parzial, and the number was 23. Ta-da! Peter, oops, there we go. Shoot me an email. Just go to alicehow.com, and you can find the contact page and send me a note and just say, hey, I'm Peter, I won the coffee. So that's it for this week's giveaways. We are going to be doing them again next year. We're going to keep going with the cordial cable giveaway and the coffee giveaway. So
We'll see
keep
about
watching every
coffee.
week, you guys. We're going to be having some wonderful guests in the new year, and also we'll be bringing back some of our favorites. Which,
Definitely. I talked to Brian Auger yesterday. I don't know if any of you know him, but
Oh, wow.
an amazing keyboard player from Britain. In the 60s and 70s, had a group, Brian Auger's Oblivion Express, and then Brian Auger Trinity with Julie Driscoll. But he's an incredible keyboard player, and probably right around the end of January, beginning of February, we're going to have him on. And like Alice says, a lot of wonderful people. We've got
we're
no
gonna have
shortage.
We're going to have Sarah
shortage of
Rogo
people.
from Norman's Rare Guitars. She's a great guitarist and a singer-songwriter. We're going to do that show hopefully in person at Norm's.
Yeah, my buddy Eric Schwartz, an outrageous folkie, with whom I wrote a song called "Funk Up the Folk," and we just won the award for that. Out of, believe it, thousands of people who entered the JPF Just Plain Folks Award for Best Funk Song of the last 3 years.
I feel like
So,
also the category of funk within
Funk and
the
folk.
category of folk, I feel like you guys really cornered the market
Funk
on
Up
that.
the Folk. I mean, we.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got a lot. And we'd also like to thank a couple of our other sponsors. People have been very generous. These microphones are Audio Technica, and they gave us these mics, the dynamic mics and a room mic we're using. And also Chris DeMaria from Fishman, who gave us this wonderful Loudbox amp. And, of course, you know about the cordial cables.
Yep.
And I want to thank Alert the Globe.
Yes, and Rockseller Magazine, our friends Laurie Reimer and Kevin Wax. Thank you guys so much for all that you do to help so many charity organizations here in LA. The Get Together Foundation is doing such incredible work, and we're so proud to be involved with them. So we're really feeling lucky about this show, and as the year comes to an end, I'm just so proud of what we've done, Freebo. It's been 17 really fun shows of learning as we go along, and thanks to you guys for sticking
Hanging
with
with
us while we kind of figured it out, and we've gotten to introduce you to some amazing artists, and you've gotten to know us. So oh my god, they're asking us to make t-shirts that are inside live t-shirts. That's an awesome idea.
That's a great idea. I love that.
We should work on that.
We should, yeah.
Cool.
That's great. Inside live t-shirt.
And I'm going to be doing, I just want to give you guys a heads up, I'll be mentioning this again, but my 30th birthday is on January 29th. It's a Friday night, and I'm going to be doing a special, longer, like Alice show with special guests. Freebo will join me for part of it, and I'll be playing a bunch of songs and talking about my Patreon page and having a couple of really cool special things. I'm actually making new t-shirts and some other fun merch items that I'll be introducing that night during that show. So January 29th, mark your calendars. It's Friday night. I'm turning 30.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of excited about it.
You should be. Well, 30 is an amazing, I think.
I'm not scared.
No, you shouldn't be. I mean, you get scared during your 29th year anyway. By the time you turn 30, it's like, oh.
I'm ready.
Oh. No, you are ready. I think it's going to be an incredible decade for you. And if only I could go back about 40 years. But hey, you are where you're at, and you
Hey,
take
Freebo,
it.
just like the song says, your rig's a little old, but that don't mean it's slow.
I don't mean it's slow.
Love you all. Happy New Year. We did it. Woo!
We got through 2020. Well, we got one more day in a couple hours, but
yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, and stay safe, everybody. We're not out of the woods yet. Don't let your guard down.
Don't let your guard down. Yeah, and this is the time to really double down on all the practices that we know are going to help us, like wearing masks and social distancing, as sick as we all are of it. We got to keep doing it.
Remember, it's not just about you, it's about the other guy. You might be asymptomatic, but carrying it. So, socialism at its best, In other words, we are social people.
take care of each other.
Yeah, we got to take care of each other. We really do. So,
right,
again, thank you and happy
See you in
New
2021.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.